For the past 2 months, I've been training till failure and I've gained more muscle than I did in the whole past year, where I did not train till failure. My arm size went up by a half an inch. Literally, that's crazy. That's how much growth I saw for the whole past year of not training till failure. For the whole year of 2024, I did not focus on training till failure, and literally, it was a devastating year for me. I not only did not gain any muscle, I was dissatisfied with myself and my training. So, for good muscle growth or for any muscle growth, you need to train till failure. And in this video, I'll teach you how to fucking train till failure. So, starting off, what is true failure? True failure is when you can't literally do a single rep anymore. Let's say you're doing push ups. The failure is when you can't lift yourself off the ground even this much. That is when you are at your failure. It's not like you can't do it or you don't want to do it. Your body doesn't allow you to do it. And most of the people don't push themselves to that point. Of course, I know some people are different and they have different fitness goals. They are training to be healthy, not to be big, but I'm training to get bigger and stronger. So I need muscle gain. So I need to train till failure. And you as well, if you're watching this video. The reason why most people have mediocre physiques is because most people don't train till fucking failure for a long enough time to gain significant amounts of muscle. And then they bitch about I didn't gain any muscle. Training till failure just does not work. Honestly, that was my situation in the past year. And in this year, for the past 2 months, I've been training till failure and I've seen phenomenal growth. Now, how does training till failure maximize your growth? So, if I explain it to you in simple terms, we have to know the sets you have to do per week for a specific muscle group. Let's say chest, your chest, shoulders, and triceps. That is a pushing muscle group. So, for your chest, shoulder, and triceps, you need to do at least 15, more than 15 sets for each of those muscles to see muscle growth. And each one of those sets has to be fucking hard sets, if not failure sets. So, you understand my point, right? You have to train till failure for a specific amount of rep, a specific amount of sets. More can be beneficial for some people, but that specific number is necessary. So, how does that specific failure set give you muscle growth? What it does is it basically your body sends a signal to your brain that we need more fucking muscle, we need more flesh in that area. Let's say you're doing push-ups and you do 6 to 8 sets per session for just push-ups till failure, and you do that twice a week, so you did about 16 sets for your just for your chest, and each one of those sets was till failure. So your brain is your body sends a signal to your brain that we need muscle growth in this area because the tissue is fucking torn. We need to repair this tissue and we need to replace it with a stronger tissue, with stronger tissues basically. The tissue is not different, it's just stronger and bigger. So our brain does that. Our brain releases the hormones and all the different chemicals that it needs, that your body needs basically to repair your chest and make it bigger. That is what happens when you train till failure. Now, when you train till failure more often, what will happen is that stimulus will be more frequent. So, your growth will be more frequent. So, you will grow faster. It's not that you will not grow without training till failure, it's just that that growth will be so little that you lose the motivation. And you don't want half an inch of arm growth per year, bro. I don't want that. I want half an inch in a fucking month or 2 months. And for that purpose you need to train till failure. Now this theory works only if you're eating right and you're sleeping well. So you're basically resting and recovering as uh, you're basically resting nice and recovering well. If that is out of this equation, if you're not resting well and not and your recovery is shit, bro, you'll be overtrained and you'll lose muscle instead of gaining muscle. So what we need to do is train till fucking failure, train like a maniac, and then rest and recover like an athlete, and then we'll see some fucking muscle, some fucking flesh. Now, how to get to failure from home? This is the most like important part of this video, because this video is specifically made for the people who work out from home like me, who don't have a lot of equipment or access to a lot of weight. So training under heavy loads is just impossible. So what we want to do is pick moderate weight, let's say 10 kg for shoulder press, and rep out as much as you can with proper form. We don't want that jittery sets, those sets where, those reps where you just loosen up your arms, the weight falls, and then you use this momentum. We don't want that. Rather, what we want is controlled reps that will fucking pound your muscle the right way, and your growth stimulus will be greater as compared to if you just did those jittery reps. So focus on the form. Do as many reps as you can, bro. If you don't have a lot of weight, then repping out is your friend, your ally. Rep out as much as you can. Maybe scream in between your reps if you can't really get one in. I don't know, just rep out as much as you fucking can. And if you really don't have access to any more weights, decrease your rest time. Well, if you are at that situation, you're probably big enough that you don't even want to gain any muscle. Now, reaching that point, that failure point where you are screaming for before getting another rep in, is a lot consuming. I mean, it takes up a lot of fucking mental energy. So what we want to do is we want to have enough mental energy, and we want to be stable enough before training mentally, so that we actually get in a good training session, a good workout. So how do we do that? Because 9 out of 10 days, you're not going to be in that peaceful mode, that calm, focused, flow state mode. You'll probably be in a hassle if you are in my age, or you're basically a corporate worker or maybe a student. So how do we get into that state? So I have found out this mental exercise that you can do. It will just take about 5 minutes, and do this before each training session. So let's say you're about to train, lay down on the ground Close your eyes, take long and deep breaths, and after about 2 to 3 breaths, I want you to imagine a certain mental picture of yourself. So, the first picture is, and the only picture I'm going to tell you is, imagine that you are slowly being converted into a rock, into stone basically. Your feet, your toes are starting to turn into stone and you can't move them. Well, you can move them, but you don't have to. I mean, if you do that, that exercise will be ruined. You have to imagine that you can't literally move your feet anymore. They're starting to feel heavy and heavy and heavy, and slowly your whole leg has turned into stone. Now we want to slowly imagine the rest of our body turning into stone, and we want to keep a picture of the state. Let's say that you're lying down and you're imagining that your feet are turning into stone. You have to keep the position and how your feet looks in your mind whilst closing your eyes, and then imagine it turning into stone. And once your whole body is of stone, imagine that a friend of yours or someone, maybe a family member or anyone who you know, is trying to lift your feet, lift your body, and he or she can't do it. Now that we have our mental picture in our mind, we need to change the environment that we're imagining ourselves in. So right now, you're imagining that you are lying down on the floor, but I want you to make another mental picture and imagine that your stone body, is floating on the ocean surface. Now, suddenly, you start to sink, and since you are made of stone, you sink real fast. You're sinking until you hit the ocean floor. Once you hit the ocean floor, the mental picture is complete. You're totally relaxed. And then I want you to imagine your, or you can say visualize your workout. We are going to visualize how our workout is going to look like. How many sets will we do, for which exercise we'll do, how many sets, how many reps will you be doing, what weight will you be using. I want you to imagine all of that, and then it's complete. Get up and do your training. Now, me explaining this was a lot longer than how long it will take you to actually do this. It will take you about 5 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes is a lot, 5 minutes will be enough. So, do this before every training session to hit a great, I mean, a fucking good workout, and best of luck. And remember, nothing has ever stopped a man who wanted to do something in life. Peace.